Hey, what's up, Kadachi? What up, Sodiso? Hey, what's up, Spectre? All the homies already here. Damn.
By the first ones, you're alive.
Hope you guys are
Glad
doing
to
well.
see another of them now. I would appreciate it if you could.
Hey, sucker. I'm sorry, I'm butchering your name. I always say it wrong. Hey, Esker. Jesus. Thanks for the sub, dude.
Rest now.
Appreciate you,
I
man.
will see about this miller.
0.3 hype. We are getting ready. We are getting ready. Gonna be leveling a lot of characters over the next few days. We're just gonna go through Act 1. So I don't think I'm gonna be doing many campaign clears. Like full clears through Cruel. And like getting like deep into Endgame. Because I'm just expecting... I don't know why. Maybe it's just copium. I am expecting campaign or endgame changes, so like I don't see the need to practice like early mapping. What I imagine is not getting changed heavily is Acts 1 through 3. So I'm just gonna practice Act 1 through 3 on just a bunch of different builds. I don't know if like any of these builds are likely I'd be playing on launch. I assume I'm gonna be playing something new on launch, like a primal skill or something.
But at what cost?
But yeah, we're just practicing, just to get used to going through the early acts. I do think there is a chance that I league start as a Thorns martial artist, which is a monk class, if that comes out. So, if I practice something multiple times, it'll probably be a monk start. But yeah, we're just going to be practicing Act 1 through 3 as we stream the next couple days, weeks, I guess, leading up to 030. Today we have the podcast as well with Engormus. So I'll be streaming until the podcast, and then we'll just go straight to the pod after I'm done streaming. Podcast is in 2 hours, so we're leveling for 2 hours. Yeah, I don't know what I am expecting right now. I am going it, so a lot of people are like, I'm playing into it a lot. Like, I made a meme post predicting like all Acts 4, 5, and 6 and like multiple classes and ascendancies and stuff. I honestly, so much of the core game needs rebalancing that like, if we got 0 new classes and 0 new ascendancies, me personally, I would not be upset because there would be plenty of stuff I would still want to do. That being said, I do expect 1 new class, and I expect like 2 to 3 new ascendancies. So yeah, that's the thing so what I'm expecting the most is, right, most skills are getting buffed up, right? A lot of the weaker skills are getting buffed up. So all the stuff that I'm practicing is not going to be anything overpowered. I'm not going to be practicing Rake Stomping Ground or anything like that, right? All the things you're going to see me practicing are assume builds that I don't think are getting nerfed and are getting buffed. And yeah, it's just going to be a lot of buffs in this patch. I don't know.
Against this devourer, as Finn calls it. We'd be indebted to you.
I am practicing semi-self-start. I am going to use some of the Thorns gear I have in my stash just because I will be trading on League launch, but I'm not going to be like twinking myself out with like runes and stuff. Where's my other belt? There it is. We won't use any anoints. We won't have anoints for League launch, obviously. Won't have Delirium until endgame, probably.
I sense within her a kindred dreamer.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know how big this patch is going to be. The thing I am going off of that is getting me the most hype is Darth Microtransaction saying he was going to level 1 of every Ascendancy in the patch. And he said that after his trip to GGG. I guarantee you, whether he says it or not, he 100% knows what's coming in patch 0.3. A large amount of what's coming.
Invader.
Hold on.
Exile.
Trying to get used to using this Frozen Locust spell.
Biped's hunger.
I imagine if I level Thorns Monk, this is the skill I'm going to be using.
Exile.
It's pretty good for leveling. It does a lot of boss damage. And I assume Frozen Locust is not getting nerfed. It's nowhere near as good as Rake Stomping Ground, as an example. I should just D&D. I'm going to be getting a lot of DMs right now for gear. I don't want to sell anything right now. Okay, so we should play it semi-league start-ish. At semi-league start, we are going to get all the jewels, and we're going to kill Defiler, probably. And, like, in terms of skill balance, it can't get any worse, right? Like, there are so many minions that are just unusable, right? Like, half of them have to be getting better, right? Like... Oh, I forgot to get Barbs and Quill Burst, too. I am also operating under the assumption that Barbs or Quill Burst are being moved to a Tier 1 support gem. That might be Copium, though. Hey, what's up, Chris? How you doing? Yeah, I am under the assumption that we're getting the Martial Artist Ascendancy for Monk. There have been leaks. They're not, like, super solid leaks. It's Copium to an extent, but I am under the belief that Martial Arts is coming. I think some people have said that, like, it's more than just sound files. I think a Discord post from one of the devs kind of teased that Monk something was coming. But yeah. I assume a Monk thing is coming this patch. That could be Copium, though. I literally have no information, so it is all just... Yeah, I literally have no information. We get, hey Foss, how you doing, man? We get unarmed sniper highly login. So I will be. So it's a build that I made like towards the end of 0.2 that not very many people saw. But I made a Palm, like an unarmed Thorns build, and it has one of the coolest interactions in this game. With Shattering Palm. And, yeah, I'm going to be playing that build if Martial Artist comes and it's viable for Thorns. It's just, I don't know if Thorns is going to be a league start viable yet. The biggest problem with Thorns is the support gems for it. They're tier 3 and tier 4. Or they're tier 3. So if that doesn't get changed, I might not league start Thorns. I might league start like a minion build. Yeah, Frozen Locust is so good. Because it acts as like a... It acts as like a projectile blocker, but then it also does big burst damage. I rolled into that.
Nightmares have no power against the light.
Hey, just Phil, appreciate it, man. I'm loving doing the podcast right now. It is what sustained me this last month of PoE. Like, I've just been so, like, it's just been, we've got no patch, right? And we are all expecting a patch. So I'm just enjoying the podcast. I'm loving doing it with the boys. It's a good talk every time. We all have different, like, play styles, so it, like, we, like, disagree with each other plenty, which always leads to good topics. I might not have support gems. Oh, no. Barbs. Or I'm gonna have to get Thorns support gems from a character. Give me a second. I hope so, Ludwig. If Martial Artist comes and Thorns is in a good place, yeah, it's very likely I'm playing a Thorns Martial Artist. But it's also very likely I'm playing a Thorns Druid, you know? Like, one of those two seems likely. It's just, I just did a Palm Thorns Titan build, and it was awesome. And I feel like if Martial Artist pairs with it at all, then yeah, I'm gonna do that. Where's the guy I just made? There he is. See, that's where, like, I'm at the point where I don't think, like, people keep saying, like, there's going to be new classes and new acts and stuff. Like, there's just so much on the bottom that needs love that, like, I don't know if we're going to be getting an arm and a leg worth of stuff, you know? It might just be some stuff. We'll put it on Killing Palm. I hope it's an insane amount of stuff, though. But I'm not expecting multiple classes like I've been memeing about. I expect we'll get maybe one class. And of course you got like people like Chiyula Monk's one of the least played ascendancies. Like if you go look at Mobalytics, there's like 3 Chiyula Monk builds for 0.2 and one of them is mine. Like Chiyula Monk is just so unplayed. So it's like there's like Stormweaver needs love. Like so many ascendancies need some serious love. That like, as much as I want like a Druid with 2 ascendancies, you know, Marauder with 2 ascendancies. Like I really want Marauder. I'm surprised we don't have axes.
Don't worry. Ready? Go on then. Try and keep up. Don't lose sight of it.
I would have to see all the shadow skills before I get hype. I'm not super hyped about Shadow just yet. I'm hyped for Shadow more than Druid. I'm like a Druid hater. It's funny that like the community is so thirsty for a Druid. I assume it's because like Path of Exile doesn't have a Druid, so it's like to them it's like the newest of the new, right? I don't know. I've never been a Druid simp myself. If I play Druid, it's purely because of what the Ascendancy does, like in terms of like how it manipulates skills. I'm not interested in like the whole like yeah. Like, I see, like, me making a Druid minion build because I assume there's going to be a Druid minion ascendancy, like a critter ascendancy. Like, that's where, like, I'm most interested in Druid, but, like... And I assume, like, a bear shapeshift Thorns build is going to be awesome, right? But, like, I'm not, like... I don't know. I'm not as hyped as the rec community is for Druid. I'm not unhyped for Druid. And maybe GGG makes the first Druid that gets me, like, super, like, on the Druid train. Who knows?
Generations of senseless conflict and fool.
In my experience, though, Druids almost always end up being, like... either weird hybrid classes that are, like, jack-of-all-trades that don't do anything great, but they do all things okay. Which is tends to how Druids end up being in MMOs. Or they're like leaning so hard into the Druid that, like, I don't know, aspects of the gameplay suffers for me. Because you can't give a class everything, right? Like, when you talk about Druids, right? Druids, in a fantasy sense, are one of the most insane things in, like, all of fantasy, right? Like, they can heal, they can raise the dead, they're powerful magic users, they're powerful in combat, they're versatile, they can get small, they can get big, they can fly, they can swim, like, in an actual, like, thematic sense, Druids are the most OP of the OP. Try not to die here. And whenever you give them that thematic sense of, like... I need to find, we'll just go to town. Hit the well. And whenever you have a class that you're giving, like, heals, tankiness, DPS, mobility, and stuff, it's either going to be insanely overpowered, or you're going to have to, like, make everything about it average. So that's why Druids most oftentimes, from a game development standpoint, end up mid, is because they have everything. And if you don't give them one of those things, they feel like they're missing something that's core to them.
You're mine.
Now, luckily, they don't have to worry about healing in this game. I don't think healing's ever going to be a thing in Path of Exile. So,
Savor the feeling, but
not in the traditional sense. Hey, good luck with the wheelchair, Chris. That's awesome, man. Grats. Later, dude. Yeah, I get the people that enjoy the shape-shifting. You guys also have to keep in mind, I come from MMOs. Okay, let me rephrase. I come from World of Warcraft, and Druid players often have a very specific stigma with them. Speaking of Druid players, sup Ryan? But, yeah, that's just why, like, Druids never land for me, is because if you give a class, you know... If you give them a Panther mode with stealth, like Dark and Darker does, and then you give them a Mouse mode where they can go through walls and stuff, they're then like, you make a character just so damn good that, like, you can't make them overpowered in everything, so they just end up being average at everything. And yeah, that's always been my problem with Druids. Now, I don't think that will be the case with Path of Exile 2.
Still hold some power.
Because it's usually Druids in PvP games that end up that way. There's no PvP in this game.
Shock.
I read Twitch too, I just suck at reading all the comments while I'm playing. I'll read your message in a second. Sometimes people post stuff and I just don't catch it. Why does it feel like it gets old fast? I mean, it's an unfinished early access game. You might need to wait till 1.0 when, you know, it has all the acts and stuff. We're missing acts 4, 5, and 6. We're missing 4 or 5 base classes, 12 or something ascendancies, hundreds of skills and spells, loads of endgame content. It's just unfinished.
A malicious presence lingers
If
here.
you ever feel like it's missing something, just come back in 1.0. Which sounds like it'll be, I'm guessing, over a year away. And then maybe it feels better. I need to get in the habit of doing that Witch's Hut. I always forget to hit the Witch's Hut for the better flask. Like, there's just, like, no end game right now. Like, I leveled 17 or 18 characters in 0.2 because there's no end game to grind, right? Like, I get a character to 92, 93, and then there's no point in spamming anymore because there's, like, I've cleared everything on +4 by then, usually. So, yeah. The game's just unfinished. If you're grinding the game right now, it should be, like, from a tester's point of view, right? Like, you're just trying to fix what is here, and then point GGG in a direction, like telling them what's missing and stuff, right? But yes, it's very unfinished. Exactly, Hensky. Yep, like that. There's supposed to be like layers and layers more of content that's just missing right now, Hensky. Where is this damn thing? Hey, what's up, Dirty Rat Life? How you doing, man? $250 hours? Hell yeah, man. I'm embarrassed by how many hours I've got. It's over 2,000, but I work from home, and a lot of times I'm just like AFK in my hideout selling stuff. So I don't think it's like 2,000 hours active played, obviously, but it's over 1,000 for sure. Ooh, that was a big burst. Frozen Locust, guys. If this goes unnerfed, it's definitely one of the better, He's... Nice.
Sleep now and dream.
Yeah, Frozen Locust is good. If it goes unnerfed, this is one of the better boss killing skills for like fresh start. The problem with it is it has to, how are you detonating the Locust? Yeah, I'm using Falling Thunder to break it. So it's a combination of the two hitting together that's doing the damage, but yes. And this is with no support gems in it, you know. How do you even level Thorns from a fresh account? So I made a 26-minute Thorns like feedback video where I was like, hey, these are the problem with Thorns, and one of the biggest things I pointed out was the support gems or the tier 2 and 3 support gems, right? Like you need the tier 3 support gems to even start with Barbs and Quillburst. I'm under the copium train that one of them is getting moved to a tier 1 support gem, so you will be able to start with one of them. And then I also play Trade League. So I assume by the time I'm level 14, I'll be able to trade one Exalt for the Crown of the Pale King. But that being said, if there are 0 balance changes to Thorns in 0.3's patch notes, I will probably play something else. But yes, there are problems with League starting Thorns. Especially if you're not Trade League. If you're not Trade League, it's even harder. Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, I'm just... It might not happen. I might not be able to level initially as Thorns. I might not be able to swap to Thorns till endgame, but I'm under the copium train that changes are coming, plus... Yeah. I don't even know if I got that waypoint. Yeah. I don't know. Hey, trying your rapid fire build on stream tomorrow? My rapid fire build's fun, man. Of all of my builds, that build is like the one that's surprising me the most. Like, I get comments on that rapid fire build every single day. Like, of people just like, hey, this build's awesome. I can't believe I stumbled upon it. Thanks. Like, that of all of my builds, that one is, like, it didn't get very many views, but people keep finding it, and, like, I keep getting comments on it, like, daily. So, like, that build is really awesome. If it goes unnerfed, the rapid fire build is a sick one, man. I would not, like, I imagine I'm going to revisit a version of it. It is so much fun. So, best of luck with it on stream, dude. I hope it works out. Yeah, I did not get it. And then, yeah, I say I might go Thorns Martial Artist. Thorns Druid. Like, Druid might have Thorns skills related to it and stuff, so I might be just, like, defaulted Druid. Who knows? I'm still on the train that I don't even know if Druid's actually coming, but everyone seems pretty confident. You see that, like... It's a really good leveling style. I assume new skills are going to be what I'm playing, but... If Thorns Martial Artist has a thing, I imagine it's going to be a Frozen Locust, like this form of setup for like 1 to 30-ish. Maybe longer, but... Frozen Locust just seems really good. And I don't know if it's getting nerfed. It's like not OP in endgame, right? Like how many people... It's good in endgame, but there's not very many people abusing Frozen Locust right now. I guess there's some. There's a good amount, but... I don't think it's nerf-worthy. Already frozen. Oh! I was not paying attention to that attack. That'll happen. Good DPS, though. Is Engormus joining the podcast today? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I'm excited. I'm a big speedrunning fan. It is the primary way I play World of Warcraft, I guess, is like speedrunning dungeons and speedrunning raids. Love speedrunning games in general. Love, like, games done quick and stuff, so, like... I appreciate the guy's a beast. When you look at how he practices and stuff. So I am insanely happy to have him on the podcast. If you don't know who Engormus is... I'm pretty sure he's streaming right now. I saw him streaming this morning, at least. GGG has done 6 different race events. It was a boss kill event where you had to kill the final boss of Act 3 on a fresh start. There have been 6 of them, and he has won all 6 of them. And by winning all 6 of them, he has convincingly won all 6 of them. I think a few of them, there was like a close gap, but like the first ones, there was like a 40+ minute gap between him and first. Like... And he is grinding the game daily, so it's like... I hate the people that are like, there's a lot of RNG to speedrunning this game. Yeah, sure, but... The guy's also removed a lot of that RNG from his game by just introducing pure skill, and yeah. He's a beast.
A remnant of the old magics.
Yeah, as more people get practiced and like as like a lot of the good speedrunners from PoE 1 aren't practicing PoE 2 yet, so obviously the competition is smaller, but you know, you can't deny a six wins in a row
Stay safe if you can.
is just insanely impressive. Reflect builds will work in 0.3 for sure, man. I will find a way. For me, Arctic Armor looks insane. I have an Arctic Armor build this patch. It was really fun. Do I incorporate your Arctic Armor setup into one of my builds? Oh, nice. I'll have to check it out, Kadachi. I haven't been looking at my mentions in a while.
The wound,
I'll check it out, dude.
it should be fatal only
I love that Arctic Armor build. Here's my problem, though. I want anyone... Does anyone know what my favorite build I played of the patch was, though? Because it wasn't a Reflect build. It was my Minion build. I don't know if any of you guys saw my Zerg Swarm build, but that was my favorite build of the patch, and it got nerfed when I was at, like, 82. I didn't even get to, like, clear endgame with it. It just got deleted from the game, like, as it was getting going. And, like, that's the build I was having so much fun with, and when I look back on that video, it's the one I want to remake the most. So of all the builds I want to revisit in 0.3, it's that build. It's my Zerg Swarm build. I want to play that one again so bad. But I'm probably starting Thorns. What build do you want to do? Let me see if I can show it. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I don't have the character set up in game anymore. I remade that character to my it's actually my Arctic Armor Blood Mage right now. My Lich is actually my Arctic Armor Blood Mage. Let me get it going here. Sorry, I don't have my stream set up well right now. I gotta actually get this set up well. Okay. This bill. It was my Minion Swarm, my Zerg build. I just had like it was the Gilded Beetle, the Blood Thief Queen, and then the Witch starter spell Unearthed. The Gilded Beetle and the Blood Thief Queen Specters, they summon minions. One of them summons these little bugs, and one of them summons the Wasp. And when those Specters die, they leave corpses that you can use to summon Unearth minions with. And as you can see here, it's just like it's a zoo build. You get so many units on screen. It actually looks like you're almost playing with the Zerg from StarCraft because they're like kind of like almost Zerg looking creatures. It was really fun. And then it got nerfed. Like one of the Specters I was using got deleted from the game. So I at that point I thought, I didn't think it was, okay, what happened was, apparently, this is the rumor I heard, is the Gilded Beetle was one of the characters the minions I was using in that build. Apparently, people were using it. They had found a bug that would make it infinite spawn units, and it was like DDoSing GGG server. So they disabled the Gilded Beetle. And in my head, I was still in the world that we're going to be getting frequent patches, and that they had temporarily disabled it, but in a week or two, they were going to add it back. They were going to bug fix it, and it was going to come back. So I paused the build, and I was like, okay, I'll finish it in 2 weeks or whenever it gets fixed. And they never fixed it. They never refixed, they never added the Gilded Beetle back to the game. So I just never went back to it. But that's like the build. Like, it was super awesome, and I never got to finish it. So that's like one of the builds at the top of my list to revisit. If there's a Druid Ascendancy that's like companion based that pairs well with this build, there's a chance I might league start this build on the Druid. But more than likely I'm league starting Thorns. Sorry, let me catch him on chat. Hey, Control Alt Delete Boy. Yeah, I responded to you. I don't know if you heard me respond to you on the YouTube channel, man. I saw your comment in the YouTube chat. Yeah, I love that build, dude. I wish you the best of luck with it. It's the build that I get the most comments on. It did not get a lot of views, but I get comments on it daily of people like, oh, this build's actually awesome. Like, in terms of, like, views to, like, comment ratios that are positive, like, that build is, like, I cannot recommend it more. If you want a rapid-fire build, everyone that's played it seems to love it. So I wish you the best of luck with it, dude. Good luck, man. Where's GGG with the goddamn teasers? I don't know, dude. I'm dying here, man. I am dying here. Nope, not Rebel. It's a lot of fun. I normally don't even like builds like that. And it's like top 5 builds for me of the patch that I've played. I could have sworn I went inside the Grim Tangle. Am I tripping? I got streamer brain right now. I did. Hey, Kirsty. But yeah, there's a lot of builds I want to revisit in the next patch, but more than likely we're playing Thorns first, or Wind Dancer, some form of a Reflect style. I have built an audience of players that like Reflect builds, so...
The old magic still thrives. The way's open. Please.
It just depends on if it gets buffs. If Thorns gets 0 changes in the patch, I might not league start it, because it has to get buffs. Oh, I'm about to die. Grim Tangle's so rough until you get the lifesteal. I also always suck at upgrading my flask. I gotta get better at doing that. I don't have a Twitter. I don't have any social media. But I watch the PoE 2 section like a hawk. So I will definitely see you. I'll actually follow you on Twitch right now, so I know when you go live. You have been followed. Oh, I already have a Thorns chest on. Probably not going to wear that. I assume on some skills, Daniel, I imagine the curve gets nerfed down a little bit on some skills. But I would not imagine, like, sweeping gem level scaling nerfs. If anything, I'm assuming they're going to make it easier to get gem levels in some ways. Whether that's via rune sockets or something, I'm not sure. Get frozen. Get frozen. Oh, he's gonna die instead. I'm liking the Falling Thunder Frozen Locust setup. Definitely seems like if it's unnerfed, a viable option for the monk start. Hey, Dervish. Hope you're doing well, bro. That is one of the only change I want for the campaign is slightly better campaign drop rates. They need to increase the drop rates of regal orbs and exalted orbs in the campaign. Did I get a new camera? No. What's up, Try?
He has the manner of a
Same
man
camera.
lost in his
I might have set it up differently. I made a new scene today. Maybe.
Frost.
But yeah, regal orbs and exalted orb drop rate in the campaign needs to be increased a little bit. Just so you can, like... That's the only takeaway I got from PoE 1, that I was like, oh, okay. This is what they really mean by currency starved in this game. It was mainly in the campaign I felt that. Oh yeah, I bought a new light, yeah. I bought one of those. I haven't been using it on the podcast. I don't know if you think I should use it on the podcast. For some reason, I thought the podcast would be better with, like, my room's natural light, or the normal lighting or whatever. But yeah, I've had it for the stream for, like, a little bit now. I don't know why I thought it would not to use on the pod. Maybe I should be using it on the pod. I need to get, like, black curtains or something behind me for that freaking window. That's the only thing I don't like about it is the sunlight cracking through. The woes of your work office turning into your streaming setup. It's a good vibe with the purple light? Cool. Thanks. Good to know. Yeah, I like the purple light, for sure. It seems to be what the color a lot of streamers use, from what I saw. Yeah, the skills I'm going to practice. I'm going to practice, I'm doing Falling Thunder. Ooh, I didn't even see that guy about to hit me. Oh, there we go. I'm doing Falling Thunder, Frozen Locust on Monk. I'm thinking, I mean, obviously I feel like ED Con is still the most viable leveling setup. We just don't know if minions are getting buffed. We just don't know if minions are getting buffed, so it's hard to know. But ED Con feels good to practice right now, and Bone Shatter feels really good right now. I just assume Rake Stomping Ground is going bye-bye. So I will not practice Rake Stomping Ground. You don't need to practice Rake Stomping Ground, though. You just hold left click. Oof, I love Frozen Locusts. Oh yeah. It would be like a ridiculous mistake. Like there's no sense from like any perspective, a marketing perspective, or even like a balance perspective, for them to release like a 0.2 patch now. Yeah, like yeah.
This place.
I can't think of like, if they did that right now, it would like anger me. I would be angry to have to play that patch. I don't want to test that patch at this point, you know? I wish, man. God, I really hope they patch more. Maybe not. They know what they're doing. They are the GOATs. I just assume it's like it's a PoE 1, PoE 2 juggling act problem, and they've got that figured out more or less now. So maybe it'll be better. Because PoE 1's still getting patches. Maybe they're not as frequent, but as we would want them for this game, but so what are all you guys planning on playing? I haven't streamed in a while, so I don't know what you guys are thinking for patch 0.3. Obviously, you don't know what you're playing, but if you had to take a guess, what are you leaning right now? Are you looking to revisit something, or are you guys all on like the new Druid hype train, trying out the new stuff thought process? Because I'm pretty locked in on playing a new Ascendancy. I just don't know how many new skills we're getting. I have to see what Primal looks like. If that's what we're getting as the new skill setup. And then also, since Try's in the chat, he did predict on our podcast that this was a crazy prediction he made. I think it was one of his crazy ones, was that they're going to fill out all the incomplete skills. So if you look at this, what he means by that is like the coming soons. I would really like some more coming soon stuff. Where are some more coming soons? Here's some coming soons. Jesus, Mace is brutal. 4 coming soons? 2 for crossbow. Spear fully. 3 for bow. Yeah, that makes sense. Those feel complete. Yeah. Damn. Poor maces. Poor maces.
Now, your soul will join my.
I would like some new
steeple
skills.
of death.
I would play some new skills.
Chill.
The spirit
Yeah, chill, dude.
Your soul is mine. Sinya, join me.
Fight your own battle, dude. Why do you need her? My God. I like that the Frozen Locust will, it's like a body blocker. It's like super overpower. And then he'll detonate it himself.
Your soul is mine. Sinya, join my hands now.
I am here.
Oh, we got Frozen, lol.
Spirit's hunger. Your intrusion will be punished.
Let the Ezamites buried here finally know peace.
You're stuck on Deadeye because of Tailwind? Deadeye, Tailwind is amazing. Yeah. I don't blame you for that. Once you've played with Tailwind, especially on my totem build, like the amount of mobility you have is just ridiculous. Wah, wah, wah. And I'm not playing fully Twink, but I'm playing, like... I'm not using any support gems and stuff. I am simulating that I have Thorns gear, though. I got some starter Thorns gear, because I will trade on League Start. Because we are 100% getting instant buyout trade, by the way. I wish. Smith a Katava werebear?
Soul lies dreaming of hate.
Bruh, apparently my brain's just been too limited on the possibilities of druids. You think you're gonna be able to shapeshift on all classes? Damn. That sounds insane.
You're mine!
That seems too OP. That seems too OP. I refuse to believe they're skill gems. That seems crazy. That seems crazy. That's crazy. If I can be a bear on anybody, what happens when I try and be a bear infernalist? Can I go into demon form and then be a demon werebear?
Wit and rat. Rat.
These are the important questions.
Dare you disturb me? Prison of bone. Beloved Draven aid me. Wilt and rot.
I need a new quarterstaff. This one sucks.
Rat of the full moon. My love, I call to you. Prison of bone. Now, hold still. No escape.
That was cool. How did I manage that? She was like stun locked under her or something.
My love, I call to you.
Sorry, boss tunnel vision.
Forbidden thaumaturgy causes nothing but pain and misery.
Nothing. Like, obviously, to me, any form of Thorns Bear is going to be overpowered, but I don't know. For some reason, my brain is always just... we talked about it on the pod. I said it there, too, but... I always just assumed you'd be going in Ascendancy to get the shapeshift. If I can be a... Damn. That's gonna be fun.
These are just some odds and ends.
Alright. Oh, hey, I got actual Thorns belt. Just gonna dump all this shit. I wanna look at it.
How's the clip? Take a look. If you find a pint out there, do bring it back.
I need
Yes.
flask.
I hope it brings you good fortune.
Always forget to buy flask. Or upgrade my flask. Yeah, that's cool. I don't know what I would do then. Like, if that's how Druid functions, that, like, not Druid, primal skills function and the shapeshifts function, that, like, just changes my whole idea of, like, how to think about the patch. So.
Till next time.
Really, it just depends on when we get the Ascendancy leaks. Because I need to see what's in the Ascendancy. Because, again, I showed my Zerg build. If the Druid Critter Ascendancy, if they have one, ends up being good for that minion build, I might League start that minion build. But it's probably Thorns.
You did it.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine either way they set up. I just...
Do my eye. At last, it's over.
My fantasy brain tells me to be able to turn into a druid, you have to be a... Or be able to turn into a bear, you have to be a druid.
What is this? Graves. Isabel.
So I just assume they wouldn't have done it that way.
The family of Count Lachlan of Olgam. My family. This doesn't make any sense. They're dead. Those bastard Eternals. I must make
It's unlikely I main druid either way,
I
though.
must make them suffer.
Oops.
Thunder!
Oof, I don't have the mana for this boss. We're gonna have to do some passive regenning towards the end of the fight. The reason I'm not spamming the Thorns killing Palm a lot right now is because I don't know if I'm going to have Thorns for launch because it's a tier 3 support gem. The reason I have it in right now is because I'm praying they're going to rebalance it. He's being really rude right now with his attack pattern. So I'm trying to kill bosses with what I am assuming might be my leveling style for the monk. Damn, that hurts every time. Get better at rolling out of that one and avoiding the ice patches. Gonna eat that. Man, this is an obnoxious attack pattern you just had. There we go. There we go. Played that poorly. We got it. Hey, later, try.
Rejoin your family, tortured soul. Finally.
Yeah, all of my, like, pre-assumptions are just because I saw how Demon Form worked, like, from a game developer brain. I'm like, oh, okay, so they're just gonna copy-paste the code for Demon Form to Druid and have it work for Bear Form and whatever other stuff, right? That is why I always had that assumption. I think Tri has actually told me multiple times now that how Druid worked, and I just forget, because my brain just defaults back to how I think it should have worked. But yeah, that's why I think that way. It's just because, like, I saw how Demon Form worked. I was like, oh, okay, that's how they're going to do shape-shifting. Okay. Hey, what's up, Sour? I have no idea how they do it. I don't know if they'll want to do it at equipment. I mean, maybe that's how you do it. Maybe, like, your shapeshift is tied to the weapon you're using, and the weapons are, like, totems that are, like, the totem of the animal. Maybe that's how you do it. I do not know. Wow. Already 1 hour of streaming. 1 hour until the pod. Well, right, Dirty Rat Life. You would transform when using a skill, but was it a skill gem? Because when you transform with Demon Form and Infernalist, you get the Demon Form skill from the Ascendancy, right? It's a skill that lets you transform, but you're not getting it from a skill gem, right? Is it like, did you actually see the skill gem, like, in their loadout? Like the actual unsocketable thing? Because when you have the Infernalist Demon Form, it sits, like, right up here. Just like all this stuff does. But it's not unsocketable, you know. Just because it's here doesn't necessarily mean, you know, that it was a skill gem, I guess. That's the, like I said, I haven't seen the footage. Well, that's a good point. You see, that's, like, we don't know. You have to rewatch. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't see, like, the Infernalist Demon Form ends up in this setup here, and you can put skill gems in it, but you get it from whatever it's called, right? I need to use Falling Thunder with the Killing Palm more when clearing maps. I need to use Frozen Lotus when bossing. But yeah. Because I'm, like, playing in this weird atmosphere of, like, I'm trying to simulate self-found, so I'm not wanting to use my stash at all. But I'm also not, like, buying any gear that I would be buying. So my gear wouldn't normally be this bad. I'd be crafting stuff. I was just, like, I'm afraid to use currency because I don't know what currency is, like, from what I've been doing and stuff. Or how much gold I would actually have. So I have, like, gold in both self-found and trade. I'll just buy stuff.
You found
I won't overthink it.
What have we got? Anything take your fancy? Well, that'll keep you alive.
Ooh.
Go well.
I know I got one Regal earlier, and then I'll use the Exile on the boots too. Fuck's Regals. I should actually come back to the Spirit Gem later, to be honest.
Boy, then. Not surprised.
Hey, thanks everyone for tuning in. Been a while since I've streamed, so I didn't know how many viewers would turn out. Appreciate all of you guys on YouTube and Twitch. 42 people on YouTube, 20 on Twitch, oh yeah. Yeah, I had a bunch of videos planned. I have to figure out, like, the balance of, like, videos to podcast, right? Because right now I'm the one who, like, does most of the show notes for the podcast. Show notes mean, like, the topic list. And, like, anytime I want to talk about something, I just put it on the podcast list, right? So, like, everything I want to talk about, we talk about on the pod. So, like, there's a whole bunch of things I could have made, like, little, like, 10-minute videos about, right? But anytime I want to do that, I'm like, shouldn't I just bring it to the pod? And I'm like, yeah, I'd rather talk about it on the pod, so. That's just kind of why there's been, like, a month with no video uploads, is because everything I've been wanting to do is on the podcast. Everything I wanted to talk about is really on the podcast. Maybe I should, like, upload clips of the podcast to my channel more, but my hope is that my audience just eventually just starts watching the podcast on Miso's channel, so. I mean, I can definitely do both if it's a topic I'm super passionate about. It's just, yeah, I gotta find the... I don't know if the balancing act is the right word, but... Yeah. Lately, I've just been enjoying the podcast a lot. And see, people seem to be enjoying it a lot, too, so... And that's without it being, like, 0.30 yet. Like, we don't have the 0.30 hype. We've already had 2 or 3 episodes break 10,000 views, so... 100% Jameson, do both. Okay. Noted for the future. So a script I'm written right now, like, the only video I have tabled right now is, it's like, it's either my 5 favorite builds of the patch or my 10 favorite builds of the patch. And it's not like my builds, it's like patch 0.2 Dawn of the Hunt, where I just, like, look back on all the cool builds and, like, give shout-outs to the creators. I talk about, like, the Bira's build that Cooler Peon made and stuff like that. That's the only video I've got, like, a script written for right now. The pods are super. I'm glad you like them, man. I am enjoying them. And I'm very excited for today's. We have Engormus on. The speedrunning legend. I think I haven't cleared it yet. Yeah, it's not cleared. Yeah, so the podcast was originally supposed to be monthly, and we made it weekly. And we've been able to do a weekly podcast without any content from GGD. So I feel like that's a good sign for the future. If we're able to sustain the podcast during this content drought, hopefully we're able to sustain it long term, right? We won't have to take, like, long weeks off where there's nothing to talk about because me, Dead Rabbit, and Miso are able to find things to talk about without it being like I wouldn't call any of our episodes filler episodes, right? Despite we're, like, in the downtime period, you know what I mean? Like, if you know what I mean by, like, a filler episode, where, like, you don't have, like, many topics to talk about. So, like, even, like, the Try podcast, where, like, I would normally qualify a predictions episode as a filler episode. We had, like, we twisted it into a way where, like, it was predictions of, like, things we want that would make the game better, almost. So, I don't know. I'm happy about the pod, is what I'm trying to say. And we've already had 2 pretty awesome guests. We've had Engormus on. We're having Engormus on today, and we've had Try on, so, you know, looking to get more awesome guests on. Dead Rabbit was talking about it on his stream earlier, like, Darth microtransactions, like, on the top of both of our lists of people we'd love to have on. And then, of course, the top of my list is Mark and Jonathan. And Zacky's. I would like any developer I want to talk to. Though that might have to be like a my channel thing. Not like Mark and Jonathan specifically, like a Zacky's type interview. Because I just want to like ask Zacky's like a bunch of like technical minion design questions. But obviously Mark and Jonathan, you know, that's what we want on the podcast for sure. But I would love to sit down like on my channel with like Zackies and just like talk to him about minion design. I haven't really thought about what I'm doing here. So, Sour, here's the thing. The bit at the end of all of my videos is for my channel, right? Like, if we have Miso on the pod, isn't that technically on Miso's channel? I don't know if that's a loophole. I don't know if it's a loophole, but I actually thought about that, if it would be the end of the bit or not. I'm okay with the bit ending, though. It's a silly-ass bit that I never intended to actually be a real bit. But, since it's technically Miso's channel, the bit could continue. I don't know. Gotcha, James. Well, Jameson. Well, good to know you guys are itching for content. That makes me. I've got like. I get really self-conscious about like certain video topics. I don't ever want to be like a content creator that just like. You know when creators get into the daily content churn and then like. Whenever you like force yourself on a schedule, if you don't have good content for the schedule, like you end up churning out bad content. I'm like hyper aware of that and like self-conscious of becoming that. So like, I'm very critical of the content I make. And like, there's just plenty of videos I just don't upload because I'm like, this isn't a good enough video because it's like... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Dark Effigy! Thorn Grip? When am I getting Thorn Grip? The no support gems really makes this rough. I feel like that's the worst part of the League start. Like, I shouldn't even have Barbs and Quillburst, so I've only got one support gem this entire time. I feel like that's where my biggest DPS L is coming from right now, is just no support gems. Because if I had, like, concentrated effect into something... Oh, he's dead? Okay. Ready, your meeting is die! I'm dead. Oof, that was a tough spot to be in.
Feel the shock.
I usually come back to this fight at a higher level, but I'm just, again, I'm testing, like, the power of this Frozen Locust build in case I'm doing a fresh start. I need to get him away from this area. Move your booty over here, tree. Oh my god, all of my Frozen, though. Hold on, let's see if I can get him, like, stuck right here. Hold on. I have a strat. Maybe this is a hyper kill strat. Yeah. The techniques! The techniques! You pin them right here! I'm not rolling backwards because my back's to the thing in the middle. And then, yeah. Easy. Easy Frozen Locust tech for King of the Mist. Cool. Well, that made that fight way easier. What would I take? I would take... I need to figure out if I'm leveling with Thorns or not. So I'm leveling Thorns. I'd be leveling Shield Palm. So I would be doing Scavenge Plating with it.
Whatever this was, it's not over.
Cool. That was a good clean kill.
This dark power
Sometimes King of the
will
Mist is
return.
rough when you have bad gear.
Someday.
Obviously the staff's not bad, but it's not good though. Okay, I rewatched the Druid. The only skill gem I saw him remove was a meta gem. Interesting, Dirty Rat Life. Okay. If they're... Oh, okay. Interesting. I could see it both ways. It's probably the way you and Try are talking about, if I'm being honest, so... Are you just casting FL over and over there? Yep. That was all I was doing. And so, like, here's what was happening there. Is my back was to that wall of the... of the ritual there. Because normally when you cast Frozen Locust, you leap back like this, right? So when you're spam casting it, you can't keep it under the boss. But because my back was to something, I was able to do this. And when he was standing on it, he was instantly breaking it. But yep, that was Frozen Locust. Yep, exactly that, easy money. Exactly that. GG indeed. Yeah, that's a huge tech. That made that fight infinitely easier. I'm gonna be doing, if I level Frozen Locust ever again, I will be doing that on a lot of bosses. Or like right here, you know, here's another example of it. I just happen to be near a wall versus this rare. Don't have to worry about shattering it myself. Pretty cool. And yeah, I'll be able to do that on a lot of fights. I'll actually make a video for it. I haven't made a YouTube short in a while, so... let me get replay buffer on. Or I'll just actually record whenever I get there. This is actually my first time playing Frozen Locust. People have recommended it to me before. On my Shatter Palm video, people were telling me to use Frozen Locust to kill bosses. And then I saw, I think it was a Q Fun video where he talked about this as a leveling. And since I'm leveling a monk maybe for League Launch, I figured I'd test it out. It is nice. Yeah, it's, I assume it's because it can't share the same space with the thing you're putting it there. So it is detonating. That is what I'm guessing happens. So if you just put it under their hitbox, it is not willing to displace it to like the side of it, right? So if it can't be placed there, it's exploding it. So that's what I'm guessing is happening from the code perspective. Alright, I'm gonna make a little YouTube short video thing real quick. Alright guys, so as I prepare... Alright, I'm gonna retry that. Alright guys, so as I prepare for patch 0.3, I've been practicing just leveling builds I don't think are going to be nerfed, and with Frozen Locust, you can do a really cool technique. Now, with Frozen Locust, when you normally cast it, you do this leap backwards that makes you not able to spam it consistently on a boss. But if you're able to get yourself into a boss fight with walls, which most of them have some form of walls, you can pin yourself to the wall and you can just spam Frozen Locust. When you put Frozen Locust underneath a boss or an enemy, it will instantly detonate. You won't have to do the weird combination of place and detonating it or waiting for something to detonate it. You can just spam it, kind of like this. And this makes Frozen Locust a really powerful bossing tool for the early game. Alright, I feel like that's a good enough short. See, like, again? And we're gonna freeze him here, too. Would you phase? Hey, lady, how are you doing? Yeah, it's definitely one of those skills you, like, you know, each boss has different hitboxes. It's definitely a practice thing. Uh-huh. But I love those kind of skills, in my opinion. I mean, come on. This is pretty good, right? And dodge roll. Not bad at all.
Creates strange beasts indeed.
I just haven't started armor breaking yet, Leonardo, so I haven't swapped to a palm only skill yet to start utilizing it, which is why I haven't turned it on yet. It's not being used yet, but it was not like intentionally disabled. It's just yeah, I'm not using it yet. I actually haven't thought about what I'm doing with this build at all yet. We're just kind of winging this. What would I want for Thorns Monk? Skill and attack speed. So we've got the attack speed stuff down here. So we're going to move towards this. And we will be using heralds. I just don't know how early in the campaign we'll be using heralds. So I don't know how important it is we, like, go this way. Attack speed. Got this node here. That's not a bad node to scoop. What about skill speed? These are daggers, right? Yeah. Yeah, we don't need anything in this area. I don't want to cut through here. Like, I don't want to just, like, do this. This seems like the wrong play. Like, if I just, like, went this way and just went straight for this. Like, I feel like the right play. These are the ultimate things I want that would help Thorns with this build. But I feel like there's a better way to route there. My brain tells me I would want to go this way and this way. Because long term, I would want the heralds, I would want the crit stuff, and eventually probably go evasion energy shield, so I'm going to want spectral ward and but maybe I path through here to get subterfuge mask eventually. Put the jewels here, but the jewel doesn't help me on a fresh start. What helps me fresh start? Like, pathing through here and going straight for this, like, that's like 20-something points without getting anything buffing me. Yeah, I'm not sure. Because Thorns isn't an attack. So getting attack damage stuff isn't the biggest deal. Like, that's why it's not, like, the biggest deal to get this stuff, but there is its attack speed, which will be... I feel like the smartest, if I don't want to respec eventually, the route will be going through here, down through here, and then up here. Because I think, like, eventually, like this, if you're playing Thorns Monk, you're not going to be playing Evasion. You're going to be playing Energy Shield. So you're eventually going to get Energy Shield stuff. I'm just going to go up because the jewel socket makes sense. We'll just go up. I need to learn path of building, I know. I need to learn path of building. Learning is the wrong word. I've used path of building plenty in Path of Exile 1. It's just... I have to learn how I want to build make in it. And, like, my thought process of... Yeah. Yeah, I just get overwhelmed when I open it, and I don't know how the best way to explain it. It's easy to use. I love using Path of Building when someone else sets me up, but doing it for me, I would rather just play the game. I don't think... my eyes just glaze over. I don't know how else to phrase it. Overwhelming might be the word, but yeah. I definitely know how to do it. When I say I need to learn it, that's not the right word. I know how to do it. I just don't know how I want to do it. Oh, are we level 11? Oh yeah, we could have been using new Thorns gear by now. That's why my Thorns damage feels so weak. I should have upgraded my Thorns gear at level 12. Gotcha, Kadachi. Yeah, I mean, it's not needed yet. When we have like another 2 tiers of endgame, I think it'll be needed then. But it ain't needed yet. Okay, level 8 Thorns gear. None of it's super twinked out. So, where's the belt? I have a level 8 belt. There it is. Here, I should use this one that has no runes. I want to take this off, and we are running shield only. So we're running palm with no shield. So we're probably doing a lot less damage. Oh, I can't use Frozen Locust without a quarterstaff. I didn't think about that. That definitely throws a wrench in the plans for the... Because, yeah... How would I navigate this, then? We wouldn't be able to use Scavenge Plating when leveling a Thorns monk. Not until maybe Cruel, because we would need Armor Break from Splinter. So the shield style definitely doesn't work. Without Splinter. What tier is Splinter? Is Splinter tier 2 or 3? What time is it? I need to keep an eye on the time. Oops. Doesn't say. Splinter. Splinter's tier 2. But these aren't doing physical damage, are they? How much physical are they doing? All cold. Falling Thunder does some physical. So if I'm playing Thorns on a monk, how am I getting Armor Break for Scavenge Plating? It would have to only be through palms, right? Because the palms will do physical damage through Barbs and Quill Burst. But they also just do physical damage, so... I would have to do it on the palm. You can do Armor Break on stun with Staggering Palm. What's Staggering Palm? I don't think I've used that yet.
Staggering Palm can be used to stun an enemy with a nearly full stun meter. Enemies that are vulnerable to Staggering Palm have this indicator on them. If you successfully stun them, you will shoot wind projectiles from your attacks.
Oh, that's
for a
cool.
short
I literally don't play monks at all, so I've I've literally never seen this fucking skill before. I literally just said, "Oh, that's cool," as if it was the first time I've seen it, and it might be. I've never seen that.
Have this indicator on them.
I'm sure I've seen it someplace, but for some reason, I was shocked to see the little wind burst.
For a short time. Staggering Palm can be used to
collected
stun
these
an
over
enemy
time.
with a nearly full
What do
stun
you think?
meter. Enemies that are vulnerable to Staggering
So armor
Palm
break via
have this
Staggering
indicator
Palm.
on them.
That's
If you
smart.
successfully stun
That's a good
them,
idea, Dirty
you
Rat
will
Life.
shoot wind projectiles from your attacks for a short time. Staggering Palm
And you get
can
it
be
early,
used to
too.
Stun an enemy with a nearly full stun meter.
Yeah, the support is level 2. Yeah, right. You would not be able to transition either way. Right now, you can't even play Thorns until you get Quillburst and Barbs, which are level 3 support gems. So like, it gets even worse beyond that. But yeah, you would not be able to level as Thorns until Cruel at the earliest. It sounds like, with 0 changes to Thorns as is. Is my vibe right now. But who knows what's coming? We have no idea what changes are coming, so. Yeah, Splinters too. But I like the idea of Devastate with Staggering Palm. I know we probably won't have it on launch, but I want to test it. Where did it go? Did it go in the stash? Did it go in a gem? Went in a gem. Alright, now let's just test it. What time is it? Sorry, I'm going to be hyper paranoid about the time because of the podcast. I have to host Miso's stream soon, so if you're just now tuning in, the podcast is starting in literally 30 minutes. I'll be hosting Miso's stream soon. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. It's pretty inconsistent though. What if I added like barbs to it? How does that? Does it make it break it more? Like if it's doing more damage? Well, you can get the armor break stacks. That is an option. It's not the cleanest, but we can make it cleaner with, like, more things attached to it and stuff, and levels and stuff. The point is, that is the, in my mind right now, that is the armor break setup we have for Thorns on a Monk. Is Staggering Palm with Devastate. Eventually, you won't need that. You will use Splinter with Shattering Palm. And maybe you would just go straight to Splinter with Shattering Palm. But I imagine this is the one of the best ways to armor break on the Monk. At least for bossing, right? We'll be doing that on bossing. We could do it through Poison, too. But that requires, like... In my mind, if we're going to be armor breaking through Poison and Thorns, like, that's just, like, already too much going on. You're having to do armor break... Like, yeah. Like, it's possible. That's how I leveled... The Chayula Monk I played this patch was a, was a Thorns Chayula monk, and it was poison, so that's how I was armor breaking on him. But from an early level, it's too much of an investment into poison. I don't know if you can level early on efficiently with Thorns on a monk without serious balance changes, is where I'm getting to right now. Like, I imagine on League start, if I'm doing a martial artist, the first 30 levels won't be Thorns, and then will be Thorns for, like, Cruel onwards. I'm guessing. If we did a martial artist. Because there's just a little bit too much friction with, like, needing stuff right now. And you already need... There's already a lot of needing friction with the, Thorns in general, so... And even now, Staggering Palm, like, doesn't, like, always break armor. It's pretty inconsistent. So it's, like, kind of hard to even get the full stacks. And I wouldn't even have it at this level, though. It might work better at a higher level. Something to test then. We'll go back to Killing Palm. Killing Palm leveling with Frozen Locust seemed fine. I just gotta get better at getting the Killing Palm kills. I gotta do like drags. Drag a big group of mobs and do that. Yeah. It looks like it'll be mainly Falling Thunder. We don't know if we'll get new palm skills, but I doubt it. Not low-level ones. Okay. Hey, Met Hans. Hope you're doing well, man. Sorry, I just saw your message, dude. Convert energy evasion to armor. Hey, that would be a good idea, too. If I evasion stacked early on and then eventually converted it to armor. That's true. Yeah, because that might be the route you ultimately take, is you, like, go this way, come down here, and then eventually get iron reflexes. Because down here's all the thorn stuff anyway. That just seems like such a long journey. Maybe you just, like, straight up book it through here. I'm not sure. It's an interesting route. Is an interesting route. Okay, we have the podcast soon, so I'm just going to wait until Miso's stream is live. What are you guys playing for League launch? Do you guys have an idea? I know I asked some of you guys earlier, but and a bunch of you new people have shown up. Like, what are you wanting for? And tell me what you guys are wanting for the patch. What is your biggest ask? Like, if anything you guys want for the patch, what is it like you would want the most? Shadow? I see Shadow get requested a lot. Shadow's got a pretty big fan base. Shadow's got a pretty big fan base. Palm of the Dreamer is the new unique, right? The one that gives you the Chaos Shrine buff. Just so I know what we're talking about. Just more campaign, please? Yeah, I would really like... We need more campaign. I don't know how much longer I can keep doing Acts 3 or 4... Acts 1, 2, and 3 on Cruel. Go level Shield Charge? Hell yeah, I love Shield Charge. Righteous Fire ain't coming anytime soon, as far as I'm aware. I think the devs said it's like one of the last things coming. I don't remember, though. People just say stuff. And sometimes I just say stuff, so... I don't know. I feel like I remember them specifically saying Righteous Fire, or maybe it was just something about Righteous Fire not operating the way we think it will, or something. When was the new patch coming? The 28th, I think? Or the 29th. I think it's the 29th. A Friday? Or is it a Thursday? It's one of those days. And yeah, I'll be streaming the launch and stuff. Yeah, Templar would be the paladin class we're talking about. And yeah, I assume, like, when people ask me, like, they always say, am I hyped for Druid with Thorns? No, I'm hyped with Templar with Thorns. Flails and Thorns seem like they go great together. Templar and Thorns seem like it goes great together. Especially since we have, like, the hybrid Lightning Thorns. You have Templar in between those two perfectly, just like Druid is, of course, but I'm very hyped for Templar for Thorns. I'm a Warrior main, though. I want Gladiator from the Mercenary. I want Marauder. August 29th. Act 4 through 6 would be sweet. I don't know if we're getting Acts 4 through 6. I would be shocked if we got Act 4, I would be shocked, right? But the reason why I don't think we're getting Acts 4 through 6 is I feel like it makes more sense for Acts 4 and 5. And then you save the finale for launch. Like, just from my, like, I don't know if that makes sense, but for some reason I feel like they would want to save Act 6 for 1.0 because that's the finale of the story. I don't know how much they care about that in terms of release, because originally it was supposed to be Acts 1 through 6 on release, but for some reason my brain tells me, like, why not save that for 1.0, you know? But I want all Acts as well. Acts 4, 5, and 6 sounds the best. I hope so, Easy Money. I would love Acts 4, 5, and 6. I cannot stand doing Cruel. Like, all the practice runs I'm doing is only Acts 1, 2, and 3. I'm not going to be doing any Cruel clears for the next week of practice runs. No Cruel clears. Just because I don't know what's going to happen with Cruel. And I don't want to do more Cruel. I want new acts, man. I want new acts. Let's see if Miso is live. Miso Shiro on Twitch. Okay, he is live, guys. I am going to host him on Twitch. On YouTube, you're just going to have to go over to his YouTube stream or his Twitch stream. Let me link the Miso Shiro Twitch channel, at least on the YouTube chat, so you guys can go watch it easily. But yeah, in case you guys haven't been watching or keeping up with the PoE 2 scene, I did start a new podcast. Today is episode 5, I think. We have Angormus on as a guest. He's the Speedrunning Goat. It's me, Miso Shiro, and Dead Rabbit. Yeah, I love doing this podcast. We do it weekly right now, and yeah, we are going live in about 15 minutes. Again, sorry for the lack of content lately, guys. I'll be posting some videos soon. Expect me streaming daily, at least Monday through Friday, for the lead up to 030, and then I'm going to be going crazy streaming for 030's launch. So, yeah, see you guys tomorrow. I'll be continuing leveling more characters and practicing more stuff. Nice control. Yeah. I might actually level that build again on a mercenary as practice too, to be honest, so. But yeah, let me host Miso on Twitch, and then, yeah. Alright. Hosting him on Twitch. I will see you Twitch people over there. And then, yeah, for the YouTube people, I'll see you guys on the pod, or I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. I'll stream longer tomorrow. This was only a 2-hour stream because of the podcast, but yeah. See you guys tomorrow. Let me post the in the YouTube chat a couple more times. Where's the live podcast? Right here, sorry. Will there be a recording? Yes, on Miso Shiro's YouTube channel. Let me post his YouTube channel. The VODs, we post the VODs there. We're also on iTunes and Apple Podcast. All right.